Here, I'll run some of these real quick. That's a bone, and it's fully articulated. That's the stuff they never find on bones. This has all the fascia. It has the periosteum. It has the this here is the cartilage and all the vascularization, the caniculus they call it. There's all kind of things in there. No, that's another bone that's more deteriorated. That's a fingertip, and this fibrous stuff here is the fibers of your skin, and this is blood that ran down and crystallized. And these are the crystal structures that are within your finger as it gets invaded by other molecules. These are some of. This is a piece of literal piece of fossilized meat. That flap right there is a facial investment. That's that thing. This piece here is a piece of tectonite. It's flat as a pancake, and it was a piece of meat. And that is all the fascia. Fascia is on all of this stuff. You see this stuff right here? That's exaggerated fascia. That's what they call, I believe, pleura on the lung, which protects the lung just like fascia does on everything else that you see here. This meat does not have fascia on it right now. This is fractured meat. That's fascia. That's fascia. All this is fascia. That's fascia. Fascia everywhere. That's not fascia. But that is fascia. This is deteriorated past fascia. That's fascia. And that's on a lung. I broke it up. Inside it's bloody and so forth. Now, this is on granite, believe it or not. This is the piece of metal that I found in my granite countertop. Now, granite is not natural. Granite is a man-made stone that's crushed up stone that is from mining, and you find these little black flakes everywhere, and the black flakes are the blood, and the blood that's black flakes, the reason you find it there in black is because it's stuck in the tubes of the veins, because the veins clamp off, and blood will always turn black. And if you look in granite, you're going to find these flakes all over granite. And the other thing is, you're going to find these granular chunks. The earth does not do this. Humans do this. They crush it out and they take all the metals. This is one of the only pieces of metal I could find in my entire counter, and it's a big counter. And I mean, I looked, and there's just no metals, and that's not normal. That is absolutely not normal. Let's see what else we got here. See that? That's it. Now this stuff is the earth doesn't do that. The earth has a different way of doing things. In the lungs, yes, but not like this. In the lungs, they're loaded with metal, and they do have pockets. See, that's a bigger shot of it. There's no metals in here. And it's all this black stuff. Black, 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 black. That is the little pieces of broken up veins. And the veins turn black because the blood turns black, because in the veins that are in the blood that's in the veins is FeO2. It's the 2 oxygen blood, and it is black, and it's not, I'm not making that up. Everybody understands that. Now, here's that fascia flap I told you about before. You see that? It's identical to what I showed you before on that rock. There's some more of the countertop. All right, you see this here? You see these teeth? This is literally teeth. And that is a tendon ball emplacement. It's eroded away where it emplaced into the there's like a red fibrous, red gooey material that it places into, and that sort of lays in. It would be like a ball, like right here, a ball. See it? And inside of here would be all this red gooey stuff, and I show this over and over. These are blood supplies. Here's your black and here's your red. It just happens everywhere in your body. You're transferring, you're making, taking a molecule here, adding one over there, give me some of this, take some of that. That is the nature of life. And when you die, all of that stuff explodes because it gases off. And it creates, they call it putrescine and cadaverine. You know, that's kind of appropriate sounding. Anyway, this is, see all this vascular stuff? That's not something that just happened by accident. That is blood investment. Anyway, this is a tendinenthesis point. I won't dwell on this. I get crazy with this stuff because and there's that fascia flap again. This is a piece of rock. This is the kind of preservation that's happening here. And the reason is because of mud fossilization. The reason because of that is because the electroplating, which the electrolysis nobody ever thought about, and the electrolysis plates the skin, which is made of 50 times more silicon than anywhere else in your body, or at least it's connective tissue is heavy in it, but the skin primarily has tons of it. Now, that gets plated immediately, and it becomes SiO2 because of the ionic nature of it and the particulates in the wetness, silicon dioxide, H2O, hydrogen dioxide, water, H2O. There's oxygens all over the place. Anyway, what happens is the plating, just like you plate a cheap ring, and on the outside of the creature, and then it's so plated that nothing can squeak through except the tiniest little molecules, which is OH minus and water, and they squiggle through the plating, and they get in here, and they turn this into rock, and sometimes they make it into all kinds of crazy stuff, depending upon what little particulates are allowed in and so forth. There's a restriction type of event that goes on, and then there's all kinds of caveats where you got to worry about pHs and all that. There's that little fingertip squirting garnets out the front. Garnets are blood. And here's all that fiber stuff that I'm talking about. That's the keratins and the kerogens. And there's 10 of each, or 20 of each, 25 or something of each, collagens and kerogens. And they do the jobs of like different types of fabrics and cables and wires and coatings and rubber and all the different, so they protect you from acids, from water, all kinds of things. Now, these are rocks, and all rocks have arteries and veins. There's a vein right there. There's an artery. There's an artery. There's a vein. There's a vein, solid black. See, if they get into conditions where this one's totally was in the mud, and it must have been. This one here turned totally into mud, but it's no question what it is. And there's a black stain on the top that shows the bone, and it blew out the side. Anyway, and this one the same thing, but these got in acids and things. This one here fossilized in a different manner, and that's just, there's all kinds of things happening to them. I guess we saw all this stuff. Anyway, that's what it is, and there's a lot of this.